Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
It's rare to get something that's so on point with the city that it's representing. And guess what? If you're within the sound of my voice, that must mean you're in the seats with once more. As always, my name is Dave Voigt, and I'm the host of this podcast, where we sit down with a wide-ranging variety of entertainment industry professionals and pick their brain about current projects, state of the industry, how they got started, and so very much more in a light and in a conversational fashion. And if you like how we do things around here, I will go out on a limb and assume that you do, because quite frankly, you're listening. And if you are listening, keep listening and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, gives you a 5-star rating on your podcast provider of choice. We're available pretty much everywhere, places like Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Google. Plus, we archive every single one of our episodes over at our In the Seats YouTube channel. So if you can give us a like and subscribe there as well, we would absolutely appreciate it. Also, don't hesitate to check us out on social media. We're on the Facebook, the Twitter, the Letterboxd, the TikTok, the Threads, the Blue Sky. I lose track. We're everywhere at In the Seats for all sorts of fun updates. And finally, and I do dare say most importantly, please pay us a visit over at In the Seats, intheseats.ca for all the latest and greatest from the world of film, television, basically the moving image at large. Because guess what? If we live to watch it and read about it and talk about it, we love it all that much more when you come by and read about it and listen about it. So please do us that ultimate kindness. Come on by to all our platforms and pay us a visit. On this episode, we are walking through the mean, well, not mean, but the appropriately toned streets of Toronto with a fantastic new piece of Canadiana, which I am so excited for everyone to get a chance to see. It's playing down at the Scotiabank Theatre now, and it's going to be rolling out to different theatres all across the country. It's called Boxcutter. It's a story of a young aspiring musician who, after his laptop is stolen, this young rapper, he goes on a quest across the city of Toronto, which is gentrifying before his eyes, to find his music in time for an event that could possibly change his life, as he's managed to score a meeting with a Grammy Award winning music producer. We've seen this kind of story before, but we've not seen it quite so vibrant and done very sort of town specific and very electric. Like, if you're a Torontonian and you watch this film, you'll get it, you'll love it. It has that palpable energy, and it's a really fantastic piece of work from director Reza Dahya. And we had the chance to talk with him just about sort of the origins of the film, making it in the, representing for the T dot, but also making a film that represented the music industry as well. And I mean, I think he does that and then some. And this is really a fantastic piece of work. I know it's been extended down at the Scotiabank Theatre, so please go check it out. But first, enjoy our talk with Riza, because between you and me, it's a darn good one. And like I said, go check out Boxcutter in the Scotia Bank Theatre as soon as possible. You will not regret it. That's it. Talk soon. All right, Riz, man. Obviously, first off, I just want to say thank you so much for the time, man. I got the chance to see the movie this weekend, man. Absolutely fantastic. I loved it.
Thank you. Did you see it in theater?
I didn't, unfortunately. I had to stay home to watch it, but I mean, I'm glad. I wanted to see it. I want to go now to see it in theater again, just because it looks amazing.
Thank you. And I appreciate that. I mean, that's just got to be the first question, right? Because it's like,
Oh
that's
no,
always,
obviously, yeah.
yeah, that's the
My
dream,
job
right?
is not always
The dream.
possible, but I totally understand the sentiment for
No,
sure.
I get it, man. I totally get it. Thanks for watching it, though, man. That means a lot.
I mean, my first question is, I do have a 65 inch, if that helps. So it's like, oh, it's almost theater,
Okay. Oh,
but
yeah,
still.
yeah, 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 yeah. I get you.
Like, walk me through the origin of this, because I mean, honestly, while we've seen sort of the story of sort of the artist hustling in the city and the gentrified city and blah 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 and all that, I don't think I've seen a story of this Toronto in probably decades. Like, not
Wow.
only what made you want to tell this story, but make it very Toronto specific.
Well, okay, so part one, I guess what made me want to make this story, just realizing that our city, our music culture, our music community has made such a huge impact in the world in the past like 10 years, obviously because of Drake and The Weeknd and everything that followed. Um, and that's something that we in the music community were fighting for so long and like trying to get our artists more attention, even at home and abroad. And now that it had happened or noticing that it had happened, I kind of was like, yo, there's no films that really showcase like where all this culture is coming from. Um, And so, yeah, it was just that void, like realizing that void or noticing that void, and then just trying to make an entry that helps to fill that void. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that this is our little slice of like that life or that world. To help kind of show people like, yo, if you're fans of all these artists, like here's a little slice of life of like where they might come from or where the streets they might have like, they might hang out on or might have roamed or whatever, the streetcars they've definitely rode. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that's kind of the I guess the beginnings or the origin of it. And then what was the other question? Why so Toronto?
Well, I mean, I think even you almost sort of mentioned it. I mean, sort of in the streetcar, having that sort of tip, that nod of the cap to the fare inspectors, like it felt very Toronto.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I just like movies like that. Like I love being immersed in a new place. I mean, that's one of the joys of watching a film. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, it's not always just the plot and the characters, but it's just like the place and the tone, um, stuff like that. And I just love when films do that well. And yeah, again, just avoid, man. It's like if you're saying you haven't seen a film that's this Toronto in like 20 years or something, like that's crazy. Like why is that, you know?
I mean,
I
probably
feel
even
like
more to be honest. I mean, I think of almost something like Last Night, Don McKellar, that kind of thing. You know what
that's
I mean?
yeah,
It's like
that's
it's
that's
that far that we've
90s.
had something that specifically Toronto.
That's insane. Like that makes me sad as a
Yeah.
Canadian. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I just I've seen a lot of Canadian films like up north at the cottage,
Right.
stuff like that. Winter time, and I think this too was just a reaction to all of that. Like, nah, man, like let's do summertime in the city.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Now, I mean, Ashton's obviously fantastic as Rome, and I mean, talk to me a little bit about just sort of getting him on board and sort of building your cast sort of around his struggle, his journey, because obviously this is basically a chase movie. Like he's running after his dream the entire film, and I mean, I love it.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun, man. So okay, so, Ashton, I mean, yeah, it's an incredible young talent, wise beyond his years, I would say. Um, for him to this is his first feature film and first time leading, obviously a feature film. So like imagine um, well, I don't know if he felt pressure, but that's a lot to take on for any actor, let alone like a young actor. And he did it with so much grace and class. And, so I was just kind of lucky to work with him. Um, the way we found him, I mean, he was on my radar because we both did the Canadian Film Center. So I did
Right.
the Directors Lab and he did the Actors Conservatory like a few years after me. So when you're alumni there, I mean other people do too, but especially when you're alumni, I find you just kind of want to pay attention to like who's coming up, like who's next, like who's hot, like who's got buzz, like who's coming out of the program this year that I need to like pay attention to, right? And so yeah, he was just one of those, man. And I sent him the script early and he loved it. And then when it came time to casting though, I had to reach back out to him, be like, look, man, like I know you know about this project, but I need you to just kind of trust this process and go through the casting process again, like properly. Not again, but go through the casting process properly. Like, so he did that, man. He auditioned, he did a callback, he did a chemistry read, like he did the whole thing. And yeah, he just was it. He was Rome.
No, and you know what? I mean, honestly, now that I think about it, this Boxcutter really is such a testament to sort of the creative melting pot that Toronto really is. 'Cause I mean, even just for you, people wouldn't necessarily connect, working on Flow 93.5 to being a filmmaker. That's not necessarily a
Right.
straight line, right? But I mean, again, it's sort of this pot of creatives that all come together to work and survive and do the best that they can.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, for me, it was definitely not a straight line. It was like a hard pivot. So, yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that. Yeah.
Now, I mean, I gotta ask because this movie is sexy as hell. I mean, some of the shots,
Oh, shoot.
particularly like,
Nice, man.
sort of like towards the end in the bathroom with the lighting, and I mean, sort of him in the back alley and just the way you use light and just sort of have the spotlight on him and just sort of the way everything feels very kind of epic. Can you talk to me a little bit
Mhm.
about how you wanted sort of the visual aesthetic for this film to feel?
Yeah, I mean, I love that, man. So me and James Klopko, our DP, we spoke a lot. We talked about influences. We watched some films together. We watched La Haine, the French film. We watched Do the Right Thing. Um, so we knew that we wanted like natural, but just elevated, just elevated a bit, right? And that also came down to like the camera that we chose so that he could be organic and move around
Right.
and feel free. You know what I mean? Like he's operating the camera and being the DP, so it's very like organic in that sense. Um, so yeah, we kind of just knew we wanted to feel natural and organic, but just slightly elevated. And and I think he just nailed that, man. I don't know. I just James is just a great DP, he killed it. Um and yeah, I love it. I love how it looks and feels also, I'm just really happy with how it came out.
Something that this film really balances out pretty well as well is just sort of that idea of art versus commerce.
Hmm.
Like staying true to your vision versus, keeping the people who are paying the bills happy kind of thing. I mean, because there's always going to be a little bit of a partnership there. There's always going to be a little bit of a balance. And I mean, there's definitely stuff going on in this film that highlights that on so many different levels. And I mean, I'm curious for you as someone who has worked sort of in the music industry and now as a filmmaker, why does it feel like film always manages to elevate certain artists? Because I mean, obviously, other than the sort of separation of an extra payday, we see so many sort of American, artists and actors sort of, like Ludacris, Common, guys who will sort of start acting on the regular. Ice Cube, LL, the list could go on and on. It feels like from hip hop to film, there's a natural jump.
Mm. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I just think like there's some people who are just like exceptionally talented,
Hmm.
and it's like yeah, Queen Latifah is another one,
Exactly, yeah.
yeah, yeah, like they're just so talented. And music has a not a deadline. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a music career has a hmm, like you're not guaranteed to have a lifelong career in music, you know.
Right.
Uh, you know what I'm saying? So it's like when you have the talent and you want to express yourself in other ways, like some of these folks are able to do that, you know. A lot of them aren't. Like a lot of artists and just musicians in general, rappers, singers, they're not able to translate to other mediums, and that's okay too. But there's definitely a world where some of these people are just so supremely talented that they need other ways to express themselves, like either outside of music or in addition to music, or maybe once things are slowing down music wise in their career, but they're still active, but not as active as in their youth, so they have another way to kind of express themselves and make a living as an artist.
Then it still gives them leverage in both worlds too. Like if the acting's going well, but the music slows down, but you can still get a record out and all that stuff. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I agree with you on that for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. And then it's also like, there's these funny, like, like rappers have always said, like, rappers always want to be singers and singers always want to be rappers and basketball players always want to be rappers and everyone wants to be an NBA star. It's just like you always want to do other things. You know what I'm saying?
Actors always want to be directors, directors always want to be
Yeah, actually,
actors. No,
exactly.
for
Actors want
sure.
to be exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Right. Yeah. So everyone's just kind of trying to find ways to express themselves.
Now, I mean, for you, I'm curious because obviously, uh, you've got a little bit of experience, but obviously, this isn't, this is like your second feature, correct?
No, first.
First, okay, right, but you've done some shorts.
Yeah, Stan Shorts. Yeah.
But you worked mostly with an experienced cast. But I'm kind of curious, how has this sort of experience sort of educated you going forward? Because I mean, again, we can all say we want to do a feature film, but until you're sort of, boots on the ground doing it, it's a different experience.
Yeah. 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 So sorry, how has it affected me?
Yeah, how has it kind of changed your sort of creative sort of perspective?
Mm. Um, well, I would say like this feature, um, was a test for me in a sense of like I changed my approach to this project than how I had approached my short films, like just from like a directing standpoint.
Right.
And so I learned a lot, kind of like tapping into my own kind of process, you know what I mean? My own kind of like way to approach the film and way to approach working with actors and the DP and stuff. And some things work, some things didn't, and I'll take the things that did and kind of carry them forward, you know? It's just like with this one, it's just such bigger stakes. And it's amazing that like people can just go watch it in a theater right now in Toronto, you know? Like they can literally just go buy a ticket and watch it, which is like crazy. Crazy to me. So, yeah, it's just at a bigger stage. I mean, between every short film, I learned something, you know? So I feel like anytime you embark on a creative journey, hopefully you are learning something or taking something away from that and then like implementing it for the next one, you know?
Was it a big exhale this weekend just to see it actually happen?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, a big exhale, man. The big exhale was last September, I think, when we had a cast and crew and like friends and
Right.
family screening at the Royal. Um, and like we packed it, man. It was like 400 people, you know, like um that was definitely the big exhale, you
Sweet.
know. That was the first screening, you know. This is more like surreal, you know. It's not an exhale. It's more just like, wow, I can't believe this is happening type vibe, you know.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, it's a different thing, I would say.
Well, you know what, man? I really think Boxcutter speaks to sort of the creative experience, especially when you live in sort of a big swamp of a city like Toronto is, and just how easy it can be to sort of get eaten up by it. But I
Yeah.
mean, I love the struggle and I love the characters. And I mean, honestly, man, it speaks across gender lines, racial lines,
Mm.
community lines. As much as we said this is a Toronto movie, I think this is an everybody movie, and I can't wait for more and more people to see it. But I mean, Rez, just seriously, congratulations on the work, and thank you for the time today, man. I really do appreciate it.
Ah, thanks, man. That means a lot to me, man. Yeah, I hope so too. You know, like one of the things that we were told early on is like, our film is too Toronto or it's too niche or whatever. And I'm just like, man, nah, man. Like if the themes are good and the story's told well, like it should translate, you know, and that's what I'm hoping that this one does.
And there's a bunch of tastemakers here too. So if we love it, we're going to try to make other people love it. So I love it. But thanks,
All
man,
right.
for the
Oh,
time.
and
I
by the
really
way, man,
appreciate
just
it.
just just so you know, man, our film or Cineplex extended our run.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, we just got the news, so you're the first to know. So,
Love it, man. That's such fantastic news. Good for you.
yeah, thanks, man. Yeah,
You're
appreciate
very
it.
welcome, and thanks for that. And just again, man, just congrats on the work. It really blew me away. And thank you for the
Cool,
time.
man.
And don't forget to visit our friends over at Bay Street Video for all your DVD, Blu-ray rental, or purchasing needs this summer, as they are still open for curbside and some mailing delivery as well. Over at 1172 Bay Street, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, you can give them a call at 416-964-9088. That's 416-964-9088. Or send them an email at baystreetvideoto@gmail.com for any of your DVD and Blu ray needs.